Welcome to Astro Rahu channel. Today I'm going to discuss a very interesting topic, the specific position of the moon in the ascendant in Scorpio. As we all know that moon is debilitated in Scorpio. When it's in the ascendant, debilitated in ascendant, it is the ninth lord which is in the ascendant. It is my observation that even if moon is debilitated, and if it is the say if moon is the fourth lord or the ninth lord, it doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship with either the mother or father is bad. As moon represents the mother, it doesn't mean even if it is debilitated, it doesn't mean that the relationship with the mother is bad. When it's in the ascendant debilitated, it's the ninth lord. Doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship with father is bad. I have seen many horoscopes, many cases in which there is this peculiar placement, moon being debilitated in ascendant and relationship with the father is very nice, the father is also very nice. Then what does it mean? It specifically means three things which I observed. Number one, when moon is debilitated in the ascendant, it's the ninth lord which comes towards you and it's debilitated. Such a person is interested in higher education, and he is especially interested in research of such higher knowledge. Many a times in India, when I have seen these placements, it is astrological research that they are into, or they might be into research of traditional medicinal herbs, or they might even be in research of theology, that is the knowledge related to religion. So all these things are possible. There is one more very peculiar thing with this placement which I have observed. When moon is debilitated in the ascendant, especially when there is stress, when the mind is fluctuating, or there is stress, there is distress of the mind, the body suffers. And there is even one more thing, the reverse. If the body suffers, then the subject becomes very unsteady in mind. He doesn't like, he wants to be fit, and if the body is not fit, then his mind becomes sad and becomes restless. And it means one more thing. When the moon is in the ascendant, whatever sign it is, it may be in, the person becomes very caring towards the whole society or towards others. And the moon being the ninth lord debilitated in the ascendant, I have one very peculiar more observation, that whenever there is any topic or ceremony or song related to one's country, or related to religion, or related to good values, good moral values, this person becomes very emotional. Even he might cry. As this video is progressing, there are a few more points that I am remembering. There are a few more observations which I have in this placement. Especially I have seen that the subject as a child is influenced by the father. The father usually in this case has interest in higher knowledge, higher topics, and many a times I have seen that when the subject is say 6 years old or 7 years old, his father, he reads some books. For example, when he is 6 years old, the father might read a book on palmistry, and then he goes in detail and then discusses the facts of palmistry within the family. And this subject, as a child, observes his father and he is fascinated by all this higher knowledge which his father learns. And the father is also very versatile, because every 6 months or every year, say in the 6th year, when the subject is 6 years old, the father say reads palmistry. Say when he is 7, the father might be reading say bad flower remedies or magnetotherapy, alternative medicine, and he again discusses all these issues within the family, and again the subject as a child is fascinated. And by this, actually, he, by watching his father read all these higher knowledge books, is influenced by the father, and he himself starts reading all this. This is what I have observed in this case. And there is one more point. This placement is a bit sensitive, because the positive thing about this placement is that it is the 9th lord, the Navamesh, which is in the ascendant, but the moon is debilitated. So what happens here is, if the subject, if the ascendant lord is not well placed and if the subject is lazy, then this placement is bad, because the debilitated moon here creates issues, physical issues, mental issues. But if the ascendant lord is conjunct Jupiter, if ascendant lord is well placed, and if the subject lives a very virtuous life, practices yoga, controls the mind, because in Patanjali Sutras, in Yoga, Patanjali Sutras, Patanjali has given systematically Ashtang Yoga, 8 steps by which the mind can be controlled, the mind can be controlled, the body can be kept healthy, and once the mind is in control, the body is healthy, one is able to meditate, and once one is able to meditate, he is able to go towards liberation. So in this placement, it is very important for the subject to be virtuous. Number 2, be away from disputes. Number 3, systematically put in effort to control his mind and to make sure that the mental health is very nice, to maintain the mental health. If he doesn't maintain the mental health, then this placement will create problems. And one more point, with this typical placement, many a times if the ascendant lord is well placed, the subject has mental issues because the moon is debilitated in the ascendant, but because it is the Navamesh, that this subject has the ability to learn from the 9th house, get higher knowledge from the 9th house, and solve the mental issues which he is facing. This is very important. With this placement, usually if the ascendant lord is well placed, the subject has the capability to solve the issues of the debilitated moon with the knowledge acquired from the 9th house. So these were my major observations on this peculiar placement of moon being debilitated in Scorpio in the ascendant. If you like this episode, don't forget to press the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go and subscribe to it. This is Vishal Sathye signing off. Bye.